Hello. You find yourselves noticing that the ceiling in here is a little bowed. And there are innumerate rings on the table from drinks being set down. Euros. Are there any divots in you from all of this? Has this weathered you as well? You see your companions. You notice an orange crust around Ada's eye as she looks out the far window. Nothing Gold lights up talking to Brenner. One of the wrinkles in her forehead seems to remain in place. Gastmir's silverware has come in handy in the era of Brenner being unable to cut his own food. She cuts some of the dragon sausage from Taldred's feast for him. She looks like her cloth was cut for a greater flag than food service. It is thus that we return to you, Euros, sitting by yourself, undistracted. It is thus that you are the first to hear something. There's footsteps coming down the hall, fast. The actions with the party.
Hall?
Do you mean the road?
The entryway to like the foyer, the way up into this apartment.
Okay.
Was hall a confusing term?
A little bit.
Taldred gets like battle stance ready. He's got like a fork in one hand.
What's happening?
When you say, go ahead, please, yours.
I imagine I don't hear it, so I say, "What's happening? What's going on?"
So
Correct.
I will. So as I'm hearing the footsteps, I will quickly get out of my seat, perk up, and I will just raise my hand and tell you, and just quiet. I hear something, and then quickly pull out my side sword and just hold against the wall.
Roll initiative.
Everybody?
If you use the phrase what combat stance.
That's what I said, yes.
So yes, roll initiative.
I'd like to go last.
Everyone gets 15 HP, maximum increase for the moment, by the way. Or for the next 24 hours.
Noted. Thank you.
Nine.
17.
19.
Brenner's on a 13.
21.
Nothing Gold 21, Euros 19, Taldred 17, Brenna 13, Gasmir 9, Ada going last, correct? Nothing Gold. It's your turn. You see. Go ahead.
I think in the absence of any other information, she will just head towards the door. As she's passing by the window, I assume there's nothing interesting going on in the street outside.
You may choose to look out onto the streets one of two ways. You may use perception in order to perceive, is there something abnormal occurring? Or you may use insight to see, does this feel wrong in your gut? Do you look for something, or do you try to feel something?
She'll feel something.
Roll insight.
That's a 16 insight.
Nothing seems particularly out of the ordinary. You realize, Nothing Gold, that if this was, for example, soldiers coming up, probably people would be giving them a wide berth. Nothing about this seems particularly out of the ordinary. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. She'll look towards Ada with a shrug as she's making her way towards the door, assuming Gasmir and Brenner allow her to pass by. She'll say, do you think it's your kid? You know, the little one. I'll just go see who it is. And she'll open the door.
You open the door. You are face to face with, one moment please, there are two people here wedged into the narrow entryway. You have never seen them before. There is a young man there. As soon as he sees you, his wide grin drops. Nothing gold. He has his arm around the waist of a blue-haired girl. They both look extremely surprised to see you. The woman squeaks out, "Oh, you're not Ada."
I am.
She is. Who are you?
The man sees you. He cranes to look towards you, Ada, but he seems a bit spooked by something, Nothing Gold. He quickly starts to withdraw and says, "I'm sorry, we're leaving."
I'd like to chase them into the hallway.
You may chase them into the hallway. Does everyone in your party allow Ada to... Of course. Ada, you know these people. They're your former staffers. Something about them seems a bit off, doesn't it? They look at you with an aura of terror, having seen Nothing Gold come bursting out of the door.
Sarah, Craig, it's so great to see you. It's been so long.
They look between each other. Craig says, "Ada, it's great to see you too, but what the hell is going on in there?"
Oh, I'm just passing through town, just using my old residence. I'm sure you guys are crashing here. It's totally okay. We'll be gone in a day.
Are you hungry?
They
Come on in. We're eating.
they look between each other. "You're eating?"
Of course, it's a feast, let me tell you.
Sarah laughs and says, "Well, I guess we were a little hungry." Craig elbows her. They pushed past you. The smell of what overwhelms them, Taldry Talton?
What time is it? We're looking at brunch hours?
Yes, I would say now it's about 11:30 a.m.
God, just so like soup's definitely there. Obviously sandwiches as well. Really high quality stuff. Just bread, cheeses as well. Charcuterie to be sure. All things of that nature.
They come in and sample the charcuterie. They seem a bit overwhelmed by all of your companions. Craig looks at you, Ada, and says, "Some kind of new..." He leaves it open, as if waiting
I'm
for
working
you
on
to
a
finish
big
the thought.
project. Working on a big project. I think I probably shouldn't discuss it until it's over, but we're just using this house for a day or two. I'm gonna pull out the bottle of gin.
Sarah blushes and laughs when she sees it.
I'll laugh. We could drink together. Let's catch up. It's been so long.
We're sorry, W. It's just this was a good place to...
Totally. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I ruined the moment. But I'll be gone in a moment. For now, feel free to eat, stay, leave, whatever you'd like.
That part about having a drink with you didn't sound so bad.
I'm gonna find a cup or three in the room.
You do. You find 3 irregular glasses inside the cabinet. None of them match.
I'll do that thing where you hold all 3, and then you pour around and it's super sloppy.
You do. You get gin on the floor. Taldry Talton. The medicinal smell of gin invades your wonderful cornucopia of brunch. Craig takes... Yeah, you offer them, and he takes it, downing it quickly. Sarah sits close to him and sips hers much slower.
I'll shoot mine.
You do. It rushes to your head.
So I hear the city has not been doing that great since I've been gone.
Well, what do you expect? You outlawed mercenary groups, right? Something stepped in to fill the void.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
that-
there's a big boot on the entire country now, wouldn't you say?
I would say, yeah, it's terrible. We just came from Arabel. The fist came in, and let me tell you, this was the culmination of my fears when I banned mercenary troops. They get you from both sides, you know? The tyrannical and the chaotic elements of this world.
Upon mentioning the fifth, something strikes Brenner. He drops his fork. Fuck.
Your fork clatters to the table.
Taldred rushes towards him like he thinks he's choking or something. He's like,
I sent Elias to Arabel. I didn't even fucking think about it. They're occupied by the fist.
In your mind's eye, you can picture a ragtag group of Oswick Company soldiers making their way to a city under occupation by an army.
do you want me to... I could send for them. Sending. I could contact them. What do you think?
If you could.
All right, let me
tell
check my
them to
spell
steer
slots
clear.
real quick. Because we're burning through fucking spell slots with sending today. Yeah, I can do a 4th level. Taldred begins warming up. He says, what do I say exactly?
I'm sorry, across the table, is it Evening Star or Dawn Star that was west of Arabel?
Evening Star.
Evening Star. Just tell them Arabel is occupied. Head back to Evening Star. That's where the camp should be.
Okay. Taldred relays that information to Elias, who he has met, and Elias can send back a message if you would like to.
You are casting Sending as a 4th level spell, is that correct?
Correct.
You surge with the power of the Seldarine. You cast the spell Sending. You reach out to Elias Kitt, who you are familiar with, having fought in battle alongside of him. You warn him of the danger in Arabel and suggest that he make camp in Evening Star. There is a long moment of silence before Elias responds. Taldred, the cleric, right? Well, Evening Star is more than a week out of the way, but if that's what Brenner thinks that we should do, I trust his expertise.
All right. Taldred turns to Brenner and says, "Good news. Looks like we got to them in time." He said he would head to Evening Star because you suggested it.
That shouldn't be the reason why he's going, but
You,
he's alive. Thank you, Taldred.
you, Brenner, have a sense that you may never fully stand up from this throne.
I think he's always had that idea. He preferred to, though. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt your day drinking.
I'll wave my hand. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll just be over here. It'll be fine.
Craig holds his glass out for another hit of gin.
How have you guys been? Tell me things. I just want to hear from you.
We've been good, Ada. I mean, as good as you can be. It's hard to find work, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I believe that.
Not many newspapers left. Not even really any political parties.
There seems to be only one political force at a time in this town anymore.
Craig downs his gin a little too quickly again. That's right. It's horrible here. Don't let Sarah sugarcoat this for you.
I will refill his drink while I turn to Sarah.
He downs it quickly again.
Sarah, tell me you have a more optimistic view of this world.
I wouldn't say it's more that I have an optimistic view, Ada. I mean, it's better that you're here, I guess. We didn't know if you were still alive. A lot of people didn't.
For now, and I think it's better that way for the moment.
So what's your big project?
I think all of us would be best served if you didn't know.
Out of sight, out of mind. You notice that her
Not that.
You notice that her hand is wrapped around Craig's waist. They look between each other. Craig looks like he's getting surprisingly inebriated quickly. He leans towards you, Ada. So what are you going to do about all this?
I have not been idle. I certainly have my finger on the pulse here, and I have the same concerns you do, and greater. I'm hoping to do that this project that I'm working on will affect meaningful change in this realm, and in this city, and in this country. I'm hoping that one day there can be more than 0 newspapers in a city this grandiose. I have a lot of work to do and a lot ahead of me, and the more I speak about it in vagaries, the better it is. But I certainly care.
Well, all the printing presses are at the bottom of the bay, but surely you can rebuild something. I think we should go. Can we come back in maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes? Will you still be here?
I'll still be here.
They
I'll
look,
wink.
they look between each other. Maybe we'll come back in an hour then.
That's a better idea, thank you. And listen, feel free to use the house. I love the idea that you two kids are just having fun, living your lives in the city while I'm gone. If there's any money left in the campaign funds, hey, it's yours. I trust it in your hands.
Okay, while that's happening, Taldred slithers up next to Yoros. He goes, "Hey, Yoros, so, do you have that gold that I loaned you yet?"
What, the 300?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do? You have it?
No, obviously not.
Oh, she goes, "Ooh," he pulls out, like, a paper and a pen. He goes, "That's gonna be a late fee."
Okay, send it to my...
Will do.
wherever you send fees to whatever employment I'm under now. Actually, send it to the Flaming Fist. It was technically their charge to begin with.
I just might do that.
Since when are you asking for money back?
What are you talking about?
I'll wave at them as they go. Clasp them on the shoulder.
Sarah gives you a long embrace before she leaves.
You know, if I knew clearing my conscience was going to cost interest, maybe I would have put it off a little.
First of all, don't do that, all right? Joaquin looks kindly upon those who pay their debts, all right? And I told you there was going to be interest. I told you. You knew it.
Who's Joaquin?
Who indeed?
Would you care to... Go ahead. You were going to say yours?
Consistency, please.
On what?
You! All of you!
Taldred, like, leans back, like, what is happening, right? Guys, am I right?
What's the problem?
Are you upsetting Euros?
I would never. How dare
It
you?
is too early for that.
He's trying to felch me for money.
I am not. I loaned him some money,
And you're asking for
Why?
interest on top of it.
which I did at the time, and you agreed to
And
it.
then you're spouting some nonsense about Joaquin.
Yes?
Literally 4 hours, I don't know, half a day ago, you're praying to somebody else. And now it's money god?
No, I was just saying that because it's...
Make
know-
up your mind.
Is this agreement of yours on paper?
Taldra goes, technically, I did write it down.
Oh, it rather sounds like he has you there then, Euros.
I don't care if it's written down on paper or not. Just whatever you write, just I'm leaving.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Did you hop out the window?
Is that not a door? Alright, I'll push back past everybody outside.
You push past everybody going outside. The door. Go
I
ahead.
thought I thought that was a back door because it looks like 2 steps right there.
That's what I figured as well, but I also like the idea of a Euros just going, I'm out of here, and he steps out the window like it's totally natural.
It is a
Pretty big window, I'll do it.
It is a door, but I love this interpretation. Yes. Do you wish to step out through the open window?
Yeah, let's do it.
You do so. You find yourself on the streets of Suzail Cormier. There's the party. You watch as Euros finally loses his patience with a lot of you and steps out through the window.
Taldred, you could have waited for a better time to collect your debts.
But there's never a bad time, though.
I don't mean to... Poking fun at him is fun and all, but didn't you give him that money this morning?
Maybe? How would you know?
I was in the bank. I was sitting on the couch when you handed it to him. That was 2 hours ago.
It's a friendly reminder. I don't know what you're getting at here.
Taldred, speaking of debts, don't you owe me one?
What are you talking about? You have all my money. I think I've paid a debt.
I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about blood.
Yeah, gold's better than blood.
That's true. I
Yes.
think we had some questions that we needed answered before we head out. And I think those two would prefer if we're out in an hour, so... Probably
Yeah,
make it
you-
snappy.
It seems strange not to just offer them this place if they're already using it.
I did. Did you not hear?
I was
I
trying
assumed
not to
you were
eavesdrop.
eavesdropping. Oh, you were. Okay. Very kind of you. Yes, I offered them the house and the rest of my campaign fund. I don't think we're going to be back anytime soon.
Campaign fund?
Don't worry about it. But I like where your head's at. I think we should get a move on the day.
Agreed. I think we all had, questions we needed answered before we arbitrated what we're doing for the day.
You're right. I can't believe she's with Dale. She could do so much better.
What?
Not Roger Dale, okay?
No, I picked that up. Is that really the most pressing thing right now? I know it's been a while, but
No, the most pressing thing is shaking down your friends for money that have 2 hours of interest on them.
how dare you? Shaking down? Really?
I mean, how much money does he even owe you?
I will smile and elbow Taldred. Oh, lighten up. The world's gonna end. Let's take a laugh first.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Perfect. So what do we need to talk about? Ah, yes, Gasmir's book.
We need to talk to Salune first, I imagine.
Yeah.
Agreed. Get your answers. We move on the day.
Okay. All right. So Taldra grabs one of the flowers, and he's just kind of sitting in the room. He's gonna have to cast this as a ritual, obviously. And he kind of sits there, and it's clear that he's very uncomfortable and anxious. And he goes, "I don't know if I can do this if you guys watch. This feels weird."
Yeah, I'm gonna step out. This is weird.
All right.
This is kind of personal.
It really is. Thank you for understanding. I wasn't expecting that.
Excuse me?
I wasn't expecting this much
It's
compliance.
okay. Yeah, compliance.
All right.
I will tend to my fingernails in the hallway.
Brenner will pile out as well. On his way out, he'll look to Gas. Thanks for cutting my food. Hopefully we won't have to keep doing that, and, sorry for calling you by your first name.
I suppose I shall let you live this time.
I'll take that as a serious answer. So, does all of the crew funnel out into the hallway, or somebody sticking back behind? The peep on it.
Yeah, so to anyone who stays behind, Taldridge says, look, you can't watch, okay? Like, turn around at least, for the love of God.
Are you stripping? I don't understand.
No, but it's performance anxiety, okay? It's like I said, I always do this alone. It's really weird having other people here.
The great Taldred Taunton performance anxiety.
How... Look,
Your words, not mine. She'll go by the window and, performatively angle herself away from Taldred.
Nothing gold.
I'm not looking.
Roll religion.
Who?
Nothing gold.
Oh, okay.
Yasmir hasn't left the room either, but she's making a show of rolling her eyes and just reading her book.
And that was a nat 1.
A nat 1. You infer that Selenites are pretty strange.
To say the least.
Yeah, Taldridge begins casting Commune as a ritual.
You begin casting Commune as a ritual. You notice that one of the bulbs, the flowers that you have set out, blooms as you begin your ritual. How long does Commune take to cast? 10 minutes?
Well, ritual, 10 minutes, see.
You begin casting Commune.
So do I get to hear her as well, or does she just talk to you?
She just talks to... I'm trying to concentrate, goddammit!
I think she starts singing like a rude drinking tavern song. Under her breath, so she's not like disturbing Taldred, but obviously in that passive aggressive way.
Taldred, you must attempt to maintain the concentration of your spell. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Dirty 20.
You manage to ignore nothing gold. A feat of true heroism. Yoros, you see seabirds low over the water.
I grumble about the seabirds.
To your east, you hear people grumbling between each other as they eat lunch on the covered patio. Brenner and Ada, where are you and what are you doing?
I guess I'm gonna go downstairs. If it takes more than like 30 seconds, I'm just going to walk out into the sun.
You do so. The sun warms your face, but you really have a sense that winter is almost upon Cormyr.
Brenner was just gonna post up with Ada, but if she's going outside, he'll head out with her. I didn't really take you for the adoptive type either, but birds of a feather, I guess.
People follow us, Brenner, whether we want them to or not.
Yep. Seemed like good kids.
They are good kids. I'm so excited that they're finally together. They flirted for so long.
Good that they're in a position they could do so.
And openly. Yeah, well, if the world's going to hell, I can think of no worse thing to do.
True enough. All the same, maybe hold back on the drinking of the gin right before we're about to go do all we're about to do. Maybe keep it for later. When we win.
All right.
10 minutes passes. We approach noon. Taldred Talton, how do you want to, should you choose to empower your ritual with the moon lilies?
Well, we only had 3 questions. but they were kind of all yes or no questions, so we could get 5 instead. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do, because Taldred has some questions himself.
5 questions with 1-word answers. Let's hear the first one. You speak directly to the Lady of the Moon. She offers you answers to the mysteries of life. Go ahead.
2 seconds, because I have to go look up what the hell we decided on.
Take your time.
Okay, so it's all right. So he reaches out with his mind, and he asks Sulune, "Does the heart confer the paladins with dark magics, the Black Dragon Knights?"
Your answer is instant. Yes.
How do we destroy the heart?
Fire.
And Talder's thinking how the fuck he's gonna word this one. What should nothing gold do for vengeance instead of killing me?
The 1-word answer concerns you. Shar.
And now for Taldred's personal questions. He asks, "Have I offended?"
No.
Not the answer I was expecting. So I guess for the last question, he'll ask, "Where are you?"
Northwest.
Wasn't okay, all right. Taldred stands up, feeling pretty damn good about himself.
You do. You feel empowered. You are surprised, perhaps, that while you have transgressed against something, it doesn't seem to be the code of your deity.
That's all that matters. He turns to Nothing Gold first. He says, "This answer is kind of cryptic, which I should have expected. But when I asked her about you, the answer she gave me was Shar."
I'm supposed to kill Shar?
I don't know. I don't like saying her name.
Does it do something to you?
I just don't like it.
It feels a bit like saying a slur or something
Yeah.
truly... Yes, it does not feel good to say.
Okay. What about the others? The heart?
The heart is the source of their power, and she said we could destroy it with fire.
And she sort of smiles in spite of herself. Like, she's trying really hard to continue to look grumpy, but she's like, oh, fire. Yeah. Alright, sounds simple enough. That makes the rest of our day easier. Do you hear that, Gasmir?
Yes.
Well, looks like you don't have to talk to Samantha anymore.
I mean, do we not want to try and smooth that over? We're going straight for option 0.
I suppose that is a question we should present to the others. It does seem a shame to establish some manner of report and then immediately destroy it.
Well, she doesn't have to know we're the ones who destroyed the heart. If we do our job correctly, we get to pin it on somebody else.
Do you really think there are going to be many people in the city that we could pin such a thing on?
Oh, your imagination certainly lacks, doesn't it?
Considering we're about to use fire, and she already suspected you of various things.
Well, let's get a move on fast because the Dragon Knights are already on the move.
Yes, were we still going to find poor Paul?
I guess we could go look for him in the long look, although I don't know what insights he could have.
I don't even know that he's there anymore. I couldn't reach him.
Oh. That is weird.
Right? And she'll like hold up the stone and just scream, Paul!
You feel like you're probing beyond the plains. No answer comes.
Look, I am not wasting a sending spell on Paul, okay?
This... Okay. It felt different than trying to contact Forbes. I don't know if that means he's dead already.
If Samantha found him, there's a pretty good chance of that.
I mean, when people die, did they just go to a different plane?
Depends on there's a lot of factors, okay? They go somewhere else, that's true.
He could be banished?
Maybe.
But if you could just ask him where he is. Just spend the sending spell to ask him where he is.
I am really starting to run dry here. And if something goes sideways, especially if we go for that dragon heart, I do not want to be this drained.
Poor Paul.
Look, how about if nothing else, let's just go the long look real quick. Like it's fucking right over there. Let's do that before we start.
Sure. Maybe somebody's seen him.
Thank you.
Also, thank you, I guess, for talking to Salute. Anyway, let's go.
As the group is exiting the top floor and coming down to the bottom, Brenner will look to Ada. We should probably go get Yoros before he gets himself fucking lost or something.
I will walk around and find Euros.
After seeing him exit through the window, Euros, I assume you made no efforts to remain hidden or anything like that. You're in plain sight here by the water.
Yeah, I'm sitting at the beach, and if any of the seabirds get close, I'm gonna bonk them with my canteen I'm playing with in my hand.
None of them get quite close enough, but you can imagine how satisfying it would be to bonk one of these seagulls as it went by.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're off.
Alright, 1 second. I'll slowly get up. I'll pack the canteen. You notice what canteen this is, Brenner? It's the Dragon's Blood canteen.
To be clear, Brenner was unconscious when you drained the blood. He has no fucking clue you have dragon's blood.
Oh, I thought you did. No. Okay, well, anyway, you just see me holding a weird canteen, just playing with it. I put it back in my bag, and then I just kind of kick some sand at the birds and walk towards it.
He's like a big uncle, right? He's playing jokes on you, bud. Just don't let him get under your skin.
It's a dick.
Sometimes. And Brenner will walk back with Rioris to accompany the group.
Try and be nothing but nice, and you want to get any dead collection.
You picked on, yeah. You gotta stand up for yourself. Maybe don't jump out a window.
I didn't jump. I stepped out.
Yes.
Not even that high. Come on, you can do it.
Very doubtful, probably break an ankle. In any case, you'll expect to is the party members congregated outside. What's the order of operations and stuff? Where are we going? We got a break.
Well, if I recall from us speaking about this 30 minutes ago, we are going to go to the waterfront, and at some point, we need to fill Walter Forbes. Oh, we already did fill Walter Forbes then. We're going to the waterfront.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
Alright, well, that has to happen sooner than later, but that can happen as we go. So we were going to go to the waterfront, find New Paul at the tavern, and as we pass the temple of you-know-who, Taldred, if you want to deal with your 3 new supplicants, now would be a fantastic...
Would you not call them that? Oh my god!
We just talked about the people follow you.
Speaking of, oh my god, how did the Salune chat go?
Okay, so the Dragon Knights are pulling power from that heart, and it can be destroyed with fire.
I think we can cover that.
Would be very good at burning hearts.
I'll fist pump in the background when you say kill it with fire.
I have a question, Nothing Gold.
Oh,
This-
are you gonna ask me to look like you and go talk to your supplicants? I would love to, thank you.
That's weird, but no, this acorn for Brenner, how long will it take to regrow his arm?
Okay, out of character. I don't know what's a reasonable thing to say here.
You have no idea. You are a skilled artificer, but this is a new project for you.
Well, this has never been done before, but based off of what it was like creating my previous forms before, we could get some kind of structure quickly, but being able to use it is going to take a while as, plants need to grow.
Yeah, that tracks.
That's kind of what I figured. Perhaps we should put a rush on that, because the sooner he starts growing that arm, the better.
I don't think an hour is going to move the needle on this project.
No, it's going to be nightly projects for us.
Can't you just put a spell in at the speed of a plant growth?
Do you have one?
No, I don't have a green thumb.
Well, I would ask the druids here, but they don't seem to have any connection with magic. However, well, there was something weird about that place, so maybe we can check it out later, but...
Just another thread. Let's try to keep it to the ones we know.
Waterfront. That's where we're going.
All
We
is
decided on
one?
it. All is one.
Alright.
I was told we cannot do the merchant district tasks splintered.
Oh.
Gesture at Nothing Gold. So therefore, we should travel together.
I think with all the
Aspect.
chaos going on, it's best that we don't split.
Let's get a move on.
Let's go. I'll start leading the way.
Brenner's
One
just
moment.
gonna flank Ada.
You find yourself somewhere familiar. There are 3 guards posted on the corner. You notice that they have black shields painted on their breastplates. The Temple of Sirik looms over you. The air is thick here with smoke from workshops.
I'll press on past.
You do so. They don't challenge you, Ada. But they stare at you as you walk by. The sense of power projection is palpable.
I'll stare right back.
Hey. I know we got a long day. This is the municipal office, right?
It is.
Yes.
Sorry.
I'm gonna poke my head in.
Okay. We'll be in the tavern. I'm sure you can find us.
You notice something, Brenner. Someone has boarded this up today. This was closed for the night, but you see that someone has seemingly taken possession of this, perhaps. There are fresh boards nailed to the front here. The front door is completely barred. Something about that seems strange to you.
I think Brenner's rationalizing it as new government, close up the old one. Makes sense in his mind.
From behind you, you hear one of the guards snort.
Something funny back there?
They smile at you.
Fine day for a joke, I guess.
You're unable to get under their skin while they're on duty. They seem to realize how much power they have here in the city.
Yeah, for now.
For now.
Alright, we want this fucking guy.
Everybody going into the long look together, it appears. Okay, one moment. It looks pretty empty in here. Except for a familiar face who's sitting at the bar drinking a beer.
Roger.
What is it, Brennan?
That's the one. Have you seen New Paul around here?
The Paladin? I did. Yeah.
And was it?
A couple hours ago, something really lit a fire under his ass.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's pretty upset about something or someone. I talked to him for a little bit.
And what do you have to say?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really care about the interpersonal dealings of you and the Paladins. But I do have something important to discuss.
Make it quick.
Make it quick. Have a fucking seat. Don't hurry me. Come on.
Fine. Brenner will sit back to the bar, facing Roger.
You do so, leaning against the bar. Let me ask you a question, Brenner.
Shoot.
You realize that he must have known your correct name the entire time.
To be fair, so did Brenner, and he's called him many other names than Roger as well.
Brenner, I learned something about Zental Keep. Several things, actually, but one of them involves you. Now I need to know something, for my benefit as well as yours. When you went up to Garden Reach, what happened to the miners?
That's a great question. We brought them back down, dropped them off at the church, or the temple, and they went downstairs into the medical room. Afterwards said, we never saw them again.
Well, I think you need to find them.
Why?
Don't you worry about why.
I think why is exactly what we need to be worrying about right now.
When we get to Zental Keep, assuming you're still able to make the journey, which I'm assuming you are.
All hands. Hand.
He looks at your missing arm and snorts. Okay. Well, do your best. When you get to Zental Keep, the construction of it is as thus. He holds up both arms as if to show you. It's 8 levels deep into the rock. The first 4 levels, you can move from the north and south wings freely. For the 5th, 6th, etc., all the way down to the 8th, there's a security wall. One of the ways that they have security inside of Zental Keep is making it so you can't pass easily from the south side into the north side.
So you want the miners to punch through the wall?
Unless you have a better idea.
Oh, thanks for letting us know. Did you bring your people? Are they still up there?
What's it worth to you?
I just want to let Forbes know what's going on.
Let me tell you something about him. He doesn't know what's going on, so don't bother trying. If you need something, yes, my diviner's here in the city. I could find something for you for a price. I assumed that was what you meant.
Well, sucks for you, Roger. I'm about as broke as you are. So he pushes his way off the bar. I think we're done here.
I'm not broke, but okay.
Hey, Roger.
He looks down the bar at you, nothing gold.
We are working together, yes. Do you want to do something fun with us?
No.
Do you want to do something that'll make you a pretty penny with us?
I'm not interested in games. Assuming that you buy in to why Smithfield hired both of us in the first place, I think it's better if you try not to get entangled with me. Let me make it clear. I know what I'm doing. My team will be ready. You guys, what is it again? The J team?
T-team.
Who even cares?
You knew that.
Whatever.
Roger, you went through quite a bit of effort to find us here in Suzeo.
I wouldn't call it a lot of effort. In case you don't understand, I can find things places in the world. Speaking of which, you went to the bank, didn't you?
Well, yes. Anyway, I say this because it doesn't seem like there's any obvious profit for you finding us to deliver this message that honestly did help us, so...
Let's be clear. I have the utmost confidence that if we need to dig through a rock wall, or build something out of bricks, or if something needs shoveled, you guys can handle it.
Oh, I see. We're subcontractors.
He nods his head. Something like that. Perhaps someday you can have some minor position of importance inside the Zentarum Empire.
Minor, great point. Minor. So you have all these powers of sight, and you want us to find the miners.
That's right. For some reason, I have found that some things are beyond my reach. I thought you might have a hand in that, but maybe not. Either way, you certainly had a hand in bringing them to the surface, so I thought you might know something. My mistake.
Well, I know something. All right, I think we're done here. Westgate still, yeah? Or are you going to be drinking the whole day here?
Don't worry about me, okay? Worry about yourself.
I'll worry
something-
about everything, okay?
Can you even see?
Unlimited.
Can you even see me right now?
You're extremely important, RD. How can I miss you?
Why are you in such a mood today?
Sometimes the day is just good, you know? This lunatic can't get under my skin today. It's great.
I guess one doesn't become the Zentarum spy master by learning to make friends.
Yeah. It's a dark spy master. Yeah, let's go do let's do other things.
Nothing gold?
Yes, Roger Dale.
Your friends are not trustworthy. Have fun in the city.
Rich coming from you. Rich, amazing. Let's leave before he says anything else.
Rich, right. Like that clerk at the bank. Tell me,
His name was Rich.
when you were there, did you happen to see into the vault?
Yeah.
Maybe.
What's it worth to you?
It's worth 70-30.
You are fucking dreaming.
Done.
No. Okay, first of all, he doesn't talk for anyone here. God, not even himself, I think.
Finally, a man who knows how to get things in the world. He looks past Taldred over to you, Euros. Do you think you could describe the vault to me?
Yeah, if you give me time.
How much time?
A couple minutes to recollect myself and then try and be as descriptive as possible.
Come sit with me and let's hear it.
Sure.
He steeples his hands, waiting.
Now, mind you, this was from an angle because we were sitting on the couch.
What did you see? How big was it? What color was the floor? Did you see any visible gold bars? Any other precious metals? Were there safety deposit boxes? If so, how many?
Didn't see the boxes, saw gold bars. I believe the floor was red. Maybe a reddish brown.
Red carpet?
Yeah, I believe it was the same as the hallway that led into it.
What kind of door on the vault?
Mechanical. He said there was
Did-
wards.
Did Rich have a key?
I could not tell you. He just emphasized it was highly secure when Ada asked him.
What was Rich's last name?
What was Rich's last name?
To what end are we playing this game of 50 question?
Did the vault have any other identifying characteristics?
Yeah, there was a bird carved into the top.
Make a deception roll.
Dirty 20.
Can I make an insight roll against that?
Sure. What are you attempting to divine? What are you trying to feel? What are you trying to suss out?
crit. I'm gonna immediately correct her and be like, "No, there wasn't a bird." I
Oh, are you
don't
sure
remember
you're
there was a bird."
remembering correctly?
Yes.
I mean, I was studying. In fact, I drew this little picture of it.
No,
It was just such a pretty bird.
You need to understand, I hate birds, and if I knew there was a bird there, I would. be
Yeah,
very
so I
upset,
think you
and
just
didn't see
blocked it out.
No,
You hate birds so much that you just couldn't.
no, that is not the case.
Okay. No bird. Got it. What about this? Euros. I'm going to place your 30% in a dead drop outside the west gate of Arabel. There are 3 trees west of the gate. I'm burying it under the second one.
Noted. Now, I would like to remind you, he did heavily emphasize the wards.
I'm not concerned about wards. Why don't you all see what you can do about those miners, excuse me, off to rob a bank?
Cool. If you can find a nice sword, that'd be great.
Gasmir, nothing gold. Do you allow Roger to pass by you? Taldrin and Brenner.
Taldred makes a motion to that he is like keeping space from him like he's a fucking leper.
And Brenner.
Yeah, sure. It's more than free to just walk back.
He does, and you are relieved of his presence. The Long Look is pretty quiet for noon on a weekday.
70-30? Fucking really?
Actually,
and you'll get
that's
and
a
you'll get your
really
300
good
gold,
split if
idiot.
you're not doing any of the work yourself. I'm
It's
just saying.
550 gold.
I don't give a fuck. You want your gold, you'll get it. We don't have to do anything for it. And Ada specifically told me I couldn't mess with that vault.
All right, just so you know, you're leaving a bunch of people in Arabelle penniless, so I hope you're proud of yourself.
I don't care.
I know you don't. You're not a good person.
It's becoming self-evident. Let's get a move on.
All right.
Eurus, you transgress.
To the market district then.
Getting him.
Paul's gone.
Right, he said that he spoke to him hours ago?
He got a fire under his ass and ran out of here.
I'm sure he felt the presence of.
But I can't talk to him if he's hours anywhere. He shouldn't.
As an optional reaction, you may choose to speculate about the fate of New Paul Arthrade. Should you guess correctly, you may find an advantage later. Should you guess incorrectly, the opposite is true. Let me know if you'd like to take this optional reaction.
Just nothing gold?
Anybody who is reasonably plumbing the depths of their own
this
consciousness
mystery.
here. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and she will finish explaining that she had, when she was trying to talk to him, it felt like he was on another plane.
It's different than normal.
I think that little weasel is running back to the fist.
Could be.
No, that's on this plane.
Well, it's my opinion.
Do you
So-
think he was? Do you think he was trying to talk to one of the gods, like going to find one of them?
Oh God, don't tell me that about Paul. No.
Like Helm or?
He could be. He is a paladin.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Radiant Heart.
it's the optimistic part of me is thinking that he did this by choice and isn't.
We can hope so. In either case, we held a hand out. He didn't take it.
We
Here we
weren't
are.
here when we said we'd meet him.
I asked him last night if we wanted to meet, and he said tomorrow. So
Oh, yes, and we said we'd be here in the morning. It's now noon.
we were here in the morning. We slept here.
So must have just missed him.
He was here for the 2.5, 3 hours we weren't here, and he decided that was enough, and he would leave the city. He was clearly meeting with somebody in the city he didn't want us to know about last night. Similar to our friend here, and I will gesture it. The Duchess Lissa Gastmere.
I'm sorry, what?
You were meeting with somebody you didn't want us to know about last night. It's obvious to me.
Well, yes. It obviously wasn't Paul.
Yeah, it wasn't Paul. I agree with that. Well, Paul, no Paul, new Paul, let's get out of here. He's not here, we're not finding him.
Agreed. Big city. A lot of stuff to do.
Listen, have you made a decision on your book yet? Because we're about to go to the merchant district and maybe exchange goods for cash.
Perhaps if you try again with that name.
I'm sorry. Gasmere. That's my apologies.
Thank you. I
Seems
think
like we all
can
get
keep
one.
it.
Sounds good.
And to be clear, it is mine.
Totally. Clear as day.
The party is traveling somewhere, is that correct?
Heading out the door back to Ada's apartment to collect the cart full of junk.
And your eventual destination is the sales district where
Correct.
you... Okay. One moment.
Before we leave, can I peek my head around because Marcus was supposed to be here?
You can absolutely peek your head around. He is nowhere to be seen. You have a sense of dread.
I do.
You go to Crown Street, they're in the residential district, to retrieve your Cole Cormier cart. Thankfully, it still seems to be overflowing with valuables that you pilfered from the Githyanki. One moment. You lead your cart down the street. You notice as you walk north to south here that there's a crowd of people outside of Ross and Company. It's like 3 city guards, not Dragon Knights, merely guards in the Suzail City Guard who are questioning a man of slight stature. 2 Black Dragon Knights watch you carefully from the end of the street.
Eldred, do you want to take point here?
We don't pass anywhere without eyes on us in the city. That much should be obvious.
Agreed. Brenner approached Taldrin. You want to take point here? He gestures to the mound of objects in the cart.
I suppose I could. Yes, I would like that.
Great. And Brenner will, in front of the horses, lead the reins to drive the cart in front of the stall.
Make an animal handling check.
$14.
You lead the horses between the narrow corridor here. There's steady foot traffic from a variety of people poking around the markets, and you do your best to keep the horses calm. You find that there are more goods available during the day. One moment. You transact business. It must now be closer to 1:30. Time is passing. You see the sun moving in the sky. High tide is coming in.
So, what all do we want to get sold across the table?
Pretty much all of the arms and armaments that we still have on the party page, I would assume. No one's claimed these things.
I think we wanted to keep the silver shield, right?
If you want it, yeah.
If you want it, it's been infused with something, but that just means you could probably sell it for more.
So both of these lances are going, both of these sets of plate, presumably the claymore. The judge across the table is incredible for Taldred to have an extra bonus effect, or bonus action. And I believe Flame Guard is with Yoros. It would be difficult to sell in that it is a fist marking item.
I can't imagine Taldred would give up his current weapon, so yeah, we should get rid of it.
I put flame guard.
Please give me a list of all the items that you'd like to sell.
Let's write it down.
And Ada Worthware, you realize something. Had you not befriended Agent Marcus Kind, surely he would look down upon a transaction like this. Unregistered merchants attempting to sell things in the city? Good thing you know how to make friends.
Is it just me or have the prices gone up?
Since when are you price sensitive, Lissa Gastmere?
Have they gone up? Oh, they did go up.
Wow.
The Heartwood acorn's still the same.
Yeah, most of the stuff's still the same, but a few things adjusted slightly, I think. Nothing is extreme.
While we look over the items, could we start the selling process, perchance?
Give me a list
Yeah.
of things you'd like to sell.
Taldred steps up to the man.
You
He says, "Hey there, sport. Taldred Talton of the Waterdeep Taltons. Nice to meet you."
Volcare looks interested in you. You have the aura of someone with a bit of gold. He extends his arms. What are we doing today?
Selling and buying.
Selling and buying, my favorite. Let's start with buying. What are you buying?
Oh, it's quite possible that we will need to sell first before buying so that we could buy more.
As you wish, but, well, never mind. Go ahead, tell me. What do you need to sell?
I'm ready was right now.
I'm sure you have a
We
license
have-
for all this.
Of course, we have exquisite, extra planar items from the Githyanki.
Ah, say no more. No, thank you.
I beg your pardon?
Do you know what the Githyanki do to people who've taken their items? I would rather not be hunted across the plains. What else do you have?
They're all dead. You need not worry about any kind of revenge.
I do not think all of the Githyanki are dead.
Well, the ones we got the stuff off of are. So, what's the issue? Come on now.
I think the issue is that I'd rather not live my life waiting for revenge.
Taldred says, I mean, first of all, how would they even know? And second of all, I am sure that you have certain items here of certain reputes, and you don't seem to have any issue selling them. Hmm?
Children, roll persuasion.
Okay. $24.
Volcare raises an eyebrow as you suggest that some of his other wares may also have questionable provenance. He lowers his voice a bit. Fine. If you really killed all the Githyanki that these belong to, I'll just try to unload them quickly. What do you have? He looks and sees you have a silver shield that's been enchanted with infusion, a silver lance +3, a silver lance +2, an incandescent plate +2, a silver claymore +2, a judge +3, and a flame guard +1.
And Taldred adds one more thing as he reaches into his sack, and he says, and even rarer than any of this. And he kind of looks around, and he produces a little glass bottle that has the red dragon eye in it.
It bobs concerningly in the vial. Well, I guess you actually did kill the Githyanki, didn't you?
Indeed, we did.
Sorry, this is for sale as well, or merely proof of a deed?
It's also for sale.
Give me a moment. He turns around and leafs through his catalog. You suspect you might need... You should talk amongst yourselves for a couple minutes.
Across the table, what do we want other than the acorn? By the way, Mike, the incandescent plate says ×2, not +2.
Okay, thank you.
I really like Apple from Afar and Verdant Fields Forever.
You would, and I agree.
Like any of the strength items, obviously.
Yeah, the staff is very strong.
Where is that?
The staff is extremely strong. Zoth grasping power.
Where do we, as a party, where do we think we need to shore up? In the physical department or the magic department? Which one more?
Generally, you can't shore up very much in the magical department through items, which is why I'm looking at this item in general. There's also, I think, who's feeling like they want some? I know Yoros wants another sword.
We do owe him one.
We
That's
do owe
true.
him one. And now that he's going to lean on casting less, there's this. I don't know. There's some objects that he could have his eye on. There was one for Gasmir here. I know there's the one strength item which is off the chart. Storm giant gauntlets. That thing is nice.
That's the one I would like us to get away with, truthfully.
It's certainly the most impactful item on this whole list, in my opinion.
That's very true.
Taldred Talton, you are handed a small wooden crate of gold pieces. It seems that there's no room for negotiation. Voltaire slides you 12,600 gold.
Taldred assumed there would be no negotiation because he's representing a bunch of different merchants, so he's okay with that.
That's 12,000 5 digits, not 4 digits, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm bad at math.
Yes.
Yes.
You want the chromatic boots, Euros?
Yeah. Add up my defense with my failing health.
Oh, true.
Real quick, what is our total gold? So we've got that 12k, the 10k, and then whatever nothing gold had after the thief stole whatever.
Yeah, she only has like another 1k after the 10k that Taldred handed her, so.
Actually, Taldred also asks, and by the way, do you deal in Electrum at all?
He snorts. Perhaps you could find a money changer or something like that, but no,
Actually-
I take real currency, thank you.
Yes, I am looking for a money changer. However, I noticed that the banks don't seem willing to exchange Electrum. Do you know somebody who would? Because I'd like to give you even more gold, ideally.
He scratches his head. You may find a collector or something like that. Bear in mind that Electrum can also be melted down, gets used in sculpture, things like that. You might do better with an art collector than a banker if you're struggling to find somebody who'd be able to exchange those coins for you. He makes air quotes as he says coins.
Taldred tries to hide a scowl. Very well.
Just for RP purposes, can Nothing Gold, who's standing by the warehouse, sort of watching traffic pass by it, can she use her stone to message Taldred and say, I think there were rose hips last night when I went with Brenner to check things out. There was this little bundle of rose hips. Could you just buy that, have them bring it to you so I can watch them bring it out of the warehouse?
Taldred says, because he can message back, right?
Yes.
He goes, I suppose we could. You want me to try and get it exchanged, like, right now?
When you have a minute. It's just, I imagine we're buying other stuff, but it would be good to see how this works.
Very well. Taldred tells him that he would like to start off with the rose hips.
You exchange 10 gold, please process this, for a sheaf of rose hips. These are a simple, mundane item. Another merchant has them under their stall in a large burlap sack. Not something that would require any type of special storage. Nonetheless, you now own this item.
Can I ask a question about the staff? The first one.
Of course, and you can ask anything you want.
Is it a two-handed weapon, or in theory, could I hold it in my offhand and not attack with it?
Staves in general are two-handed weapons, so you couldn't. I see what you're going for here. Very interesting. I think, given the power of this item and how it really fuses to you, you'd have to use both hands. That was an excellent question. I really like this idea of like a warcastery type thing.
Yeah, that's what I would be going for. It would just be held in the offhand and like balanced out instead of a shield, and then I would just attack with my one-hander.
Sounds like it could be a project for NG if there's something specific about it you want it transferred to an accessory.
All my attacks scale off charisma, so that charisma would be a boost. I have Toll of the Dead, and that would help, and then I can already cast Eldritch Blast because I have the Warcaster feat, so.
So it's the bonus charisma and
then the intelligence would let me read.
read?
He's illiterate.
I'm not very smart.
Okay, the idea of making an item that can make you literate is actually really good. I like that.
Let me ask you why you just don't use this as your primary weapon. If you were going to issue your shield anyway, this is probably on par with your sword. It's +4.
He doesn't know how to fight with a two-handed weapon very well, and pack weapon does not let you use two-handed weapons.
Oh, packed weapon. I was going to say, just ask Brenner.
Right now, I can't help you, bud. Across the table, I have arbitrated at least the currency that is on the front page. We are at 14,665 total gold. That's not including whatever Nothing Gold had in her back pocket.
How much did NG have?
It's 2,000 total, but she's keeping 1,000 for her apprentice, so.
Fair
I have
enough.
1,000 to the
Wait, how
So-
does that make sense? I thought it was like 10,000 and 12,000, which would put us at like 22.
Minus the
I'm
acorn.
I'm already. Yeah, we paid 888 up front. I have a receipt for it.
I think, okay, so I think the real choice here is between Zolth Grasping Power and Storm Giant Gauntlets. And then I think we get something else to fill in the gap. We cannot get both.
I think Ridley hasn't gotten an item, so we should just give her the bracelets.
Totally agree.
I
You mean
agree with
the
that too.
storm giant gloves, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd agree with
Negotiate
that.
and just take the head of the staff?
Sorry, they.
That's where the power is, right? It's just in the top of the staff? We don't need the pommel or the shaft. Just jam it on my other sword. There you go.
If we took the 9,000 or ish for the Storm Gauntlets, we'd still have enough money to buy Yora's sword.
You also
I'm-
wanted those boots.
I'll just take the boots then. They're cheap.
Do you want a Chromaticus?
Yeah, I should shorten my defense.
That puts us at 4,000 and change. Some of these boots are like really efficient for the price. One increases dexterity by 1, and one increases constitution by 1.
Yeah, and they can all be enchanted, so I think they're actually a good investment for future shenanigans.
And this enchantment can be thrown onto other things. It's quite a good enchantment, I have to say. Does anybody get a big bonus from getting an extra constitution, Brenner?
I have even numbers across the board except my dexterity. Presumably, it doesn't matter.
What about nothing gold? Is there something that you want?
So in character, she really likes the bow. It's just really cool. The one that makes the apple. I think the staff that links your HP with somebody else's could be really good because she's also very low health.
Verdant Fields Forever?
But yeah.
Any boots that give intelligence?
Smart shoes?
Yeah, smart shoes.
Thinking.
Like moon shoes. My thinking shoes.
So we are sitting on currently 5,666. The Narc of the Beast money.
Yeah, I mean, just historically, NG has just had to, like, look at an item for a few minutes to learn its effects. So if we can just find the staff in the warehouse somewhere, she might be able to look at it and then replicate stuff from it later. Are you sure you don't want horror designer? Because it's pretty broken. I mean, being able to counterspell anything would be great.
Sorry, what is it?
Horror designer, it's
robe.
the rare robe that lets you counterspell anything. And
the
also your ranged,
telekinesis.
yeah, and your ranged spell attacks can't miss a bloody target.
Gasmir, you want the Storm Giant gauntlets, right?
Oh, I think that's probably the most bang for the buck with the barbarian stuff because it gives both like chance to hit and a bunch of damage.
Yeah, it's your primary stat. I've already allocated the money toward. It makes the most sense.
I just want to make sure. I mean, I want a lot of stuff here, but I think money is probably best spent not giving Ada anything.
Sorry. I mean, we were gonna have to find the halflings. I was reminding everybody about the haste object, but
Oh,
that's
God,
another
yeah.
story.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we saw them in the tavern, we could worry about that, but they weren't there, so.
Yeah. So let's skip that for now.
I think. Okay, so we have how much? We're buying the Acorn, the Storm Giant gauntlets, and the Chromaticas boots.
Which leaves us with 5,666 gold.
Okay, sorry, to be clear, we're buying the acorn and not stealing it?
I'm pretty sure I'm getting the vibe that theft of this magnitude is off the table. I mean, feel free, but I'm getting the sense that it's not possible.
I think if we're going to steal something off the gallery, it might be more beneficial to put all the stealing energy into that.
Yeah,
Okay,
the thing
that's
is, like,
valid.
if it was the last thing we were gonna do, because if we flub this, we gotta escape
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
But I think it's more beneficial to get the heart and then skip town.
Generally agree. So, we basically have enough money to buy one more strong item. Probably either the staff of not get damage or damage.
Actually,
splitting.
wasn't the terror rod also really good for like a CC item?
It's insanely good. I forgot how expensive it is. Though.
17.
It's 1,700. It's not that much.
You should pick it up.
Oh, nothing gold. There's these spell books. We could
She
have
got the
added-
forlorn one already.
Oh, you did. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think she won't be able to use it until she has the acorn. Yeah, I was still trying to figure out whether it's worth her using it or whether she should just hand it to Ada, so.
Keep it for yourself, girl.
She doesn't have the spell slots to use it. And then any of the throwing daggers could also be enchanted, and she does know Vorpal, so.
And they are
I would take-
extra cheap.
I would take either of these robes. They're fairly cheap if we're trying to like build up to 5.5k.
So is that a no on the terror rod?
No, like I'm saying, we get the terror rod, and then we have like 3,500 left or whatever. So we need to get like one or two things to fill the gap because after 4,000, there's a pretty big gap, and then there's like 2 and 1,000.
Yeah, we could get one of the robes and the bow.
Okay, yeah, she'll be happy with the bow.
Arbitrate more mat.
We should be at around 1,500 after that, right?
Soonish. Yeah, which of the two robes do you want?
The lightning bolt or the telekinesis one?
The counterspell one!
Yeah, I think the counterspell one.
I think yeah, for sure.
Okay, counterspell one then.
How much was that?
2,000.
2K.
So it leaves us with just over 1,000 left.
You grab a
That
pair of
actually-
boots just in case.
How much do we have again?
1,000 basically.
What do we want? Constitution, Dex, or Strength?
I'm not sure that matters as much as the ability to enchant them is really strong.
Yeah, currently the Dex boots would give Brenner one more initiative over -2. It doesn't really matter. I'm
And
going
dex
last
saves
either
and
way.
stuff too, though. Well, I mean, like dex saves and stuff matters, so
That's
I'd
fair.
say dex to Brenner than you.
We got someone with the throwing daggers, right? Grab some of.
Gasmir, do you have any odd stats in your martial stats?
I do not.
Or don't use
Except,
martial
well,
stats?
technically after the gloves, then that's an odd stat because it's 29 and not 30. So
Ooh, would
I'm
that
guessing
work?
That won't work.
Yeah, I was about to say that would be fucking.
I think that sets will set regardless of whatever bonuses or negatives you have.
That's correct.
All right, then the dex boots they are.
Okay. Cool potatoes. How much were the boots?
3. Nope, that's not them.
699. Euros, what's your strength? Should we unironically get Euros this Hill Giant Bracer?
My strength is 11.
Oh my
I think
god.
skills off his strength for him.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Strength savings go.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's all charisma.
He'd
So
go
you
from
have-
like 6 to 5 intelligence, though, you know?
yeah, I was gonna say, but it would be funny because he'd be really strong but really stupid. He's already
Dude, though.
very stupid.
That he is.
Okay, then I think we're done. I think we have a little bit left, which is totally fine. We're gonna need to grease some palms along the way.
True, true. Do we want to buy any of the daggers before we go? And we cut the market. They're like 100 gold. Actually, some of them are more expensive. That's
I also get this. These are daggers for being enchanted later. But
correct, yeah.
Nothing gold shenanigans. Do you want
Yeah.
some nothing gold?
Yeah, actually,
Let's do it then.
either the silver, I guess the oaken. Actually, she would like the oaken.
Wood themed.
Exactly.
All right, it all looks good to me.
Please update your gold and the allocation of that gold accordingly. But all of your items have been dropped into the party screen. Please apply them as you see fit.
Alrighty, we have 867 gold to go around.
Can I try and sell my old robe?
You could try, but that tattered thing, who would want it?
Oh, NG has it and has enchanted it, right?
The one I'm currently wearing.
You're talking about your clothing or your old robe? Like the robe that you started the game with, or the clothing that you got off of the drow?
The clothing that I got off the drow. Can I wear that with the robe? I assumed no.
You can actually. You can wear clothing under a robe. The robe functionally. This is how I view robes. Okay, great question. The robe functionally replaces armor.
Okay, then I will keep it. Thank you.
It's your jacket slot, not your shirt slot.
This is Morrowind.
I think we were missing the acorn, but otherwise, everything looks good.
It was on there. Should be. It's perhaps gone. I don't know. I can hold on.
Well, somebody already grabbed it.
Okay, someone did grab it. Is that correct?
I'm
it
saying,
on-
unless somebody already grabbed it.
Oh no.
Okay, there's another copy of the item.
Thank you, thank you.
You transact a variety of business. Volcare brings you a open tray carrying a variety of magical items. Several guards bring it from the former Zentarum customs house. It is given to you, Taldry Talton, to pour over. You see many pedestrians looking over to see what wonderful wares you as adventurers have purchased. The entire time you're here looking at and transacting things, you observe some type of interrogation happening to your east. The guards seem to be questioning this dwarf, or gnome, or halfling? It's hard to tell, isn't it?
Oh shit!
Yep.
They're asking about the break-in.
That's why we walked past.
I will try to eavesdrop.
Roll perception.
21.
You hear Raymond Ross soliloquizing about something. He is telling the investigator the fact is, everything they took was industrial secrets. They didn't take any of our tools, really. Nothing major, just small stuff. I have a feeling this was espionage. Corporate, probably. The investigators are checking all of the doors, looking for footprints, that sort of thing. They all look rather hard-headed. The sun is moving through the sky. You sure did spend a lot of time shopping.
Worth.
In your mind's eye, you can imagine Samantha's throne getting taller and taller.
God damn it. So, shall we get a move on to the,
Royal Quarter.
Quite right.
Was there nothing else Euros needed done with Ross? Because I remember Shakedown Job was on our to-do list.
He definitely wants to talk to him, but I don't think he has the opportunity at the moment. And I think want is a weak description. I think it's more of a need.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm asking. Like, should we prioritize this? But if you think the timing's wrong, then on the other hand, you may never get to talk to him again.
I am not willing to put us in jeopardy with 5 guards, all eyes on that spot.
Where is the gold going?
Of the 867 left gold,
Yeah.
I figured nothing gold or Taldred would carry it.
Talcher would absolutely swoop in, be like, yeah, just, take that, that's fine.
Nothing gold.
Taldred,
Do you allow that? Do you watch as Taldred takes all of the change? Do you allow that, or do you attempt to intercede?
She'll slap his hand away.
Ah! Why?
A debt, remember?
You said you didn't want gold!
I changed my mind.
Oh my god.
Better than a knife in your back.
Talcher is like walking away ranting.
is Euros Euros is feigning ignorance of the Raymond Ross situation, correct?
As best as he can.
Okay, so I assume I don't notice you caring about it.
You do notice me looking over at them, though. You can probably see my ears perking up.
Fair enough. Okay.
Alright, let's go. I'm gonna go hitch the cart back to your house and then we do what we gotta do.
And your eventual destination is the Royals' Quarter, is that correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Before they leave, if NG were to approach the merchant to ask about the provenance of the acorn, would there be anything interesting there, or just...
Voltaire doesn't know the provenance. He tells you in so many words, nothing gold. The goal is to buy for 1 gold and sell for 2.
Does he remember who sold it to him?
Perhaps purposefully he does not. You realize that earlier he really was on the fence about taking some of these Githyanki items. You get the impression that something like this, that likely has a questionable background, is probably the same type of thing. And it feels a bit illicit as you turn it over in your hands.
If you're worried about it, I have a feeling that it will let me know where to bring it back. I intend to.
Thanks.
Ada, can you do a perception roll against my deception roll?
Can I do a perception against your deception?
So,
What am I?
I want you to see if you're able to detect if I am kind of looking at Raymond anxiously.
Okay. I'm detecting anxiety. Is that not insight?
Insight, perception, whatever you can use.
Okay, I'm gonna use insight. I think that makes more sense,
That's fine.
even though that's a way worse roll.
You're not gonna beat it. 24 deception. To try and hide stuff. Unless that's the wrong stat.
I forgot I have insight or expertise. So this is permissible, yes, Dia?
Yes.
I went over your head.
You did not.
17.
Okay, so same deal as I mentioned a moment ago.
Okay, I noticed you're a little anxious about something, but nothing out of the ordinary for
Right.
poor simple Euros. Alas, poor Euros.
Terrible. Go to word jail.
Straight to word check.
All right, I think we are moving on from this district.
You tell me.
Yep.
And heading.
Gasmir,
Go ahead.
Gasmir, how do you look when you put these gauntlets on?
Does it clash with your fashion?
That's what I was trying to figure out, actually. I'm not sure. I guess it doesn't clash that horrendously.
You can always ask the Black Dragon Knights for a paint job.
She's
Can you
wearing that
press-
drow robe still, which I was reminded of, so I think that has like long sleeves that you can at least put down.
Can you press
But my
digitate
question
the
actually
color of
would
metal?
be... Sorry, what was that?
Sorry, can you press to digitate the color of the metal?
Can you?
I don't think so.
I don't think permanently. I think it's more like a little trick of the mind sort of thing. It's like for little basic illusions. Sort of in the same realm as like thaumaturgy.
Yeah, but artificers do have magical tinkering, which can do a static visual effect.
This is true.
Take your stuff to the Nothing Gold paint shop, and she will take care of it for you. Gasper, you had a question. What was the question?
What was the question? Fuck.
You
Right,
were trying
because
to
they...
determine if it clashed.
Well, because they're gauntlets, I'm assuming that they do not have open tips at the fucking fingers, which could be a problem.
These are extremely well made, and you possess a certain degree of across the table. Have you ever used, like, I have these like winter gloves that have like electroconductive fingers, so like you can use your phone and stuff like that, but it's not perfect. I'm imagining something like that, where you have these extremely well-made and engineered metal gauntlets. So you can still manipulate things. You could still, for example, hold a sword, hold a fork, point at someone to give them a transgression. However,
My
go ahead, sorry.
concern is more the fact that she tends to get clawy, so they're not gonna come through the gauntlets, right?
Across the
Which would be a problem with doing damage with claws.
But I thought they were magical claws.
They are magical for the purposes of dealing damage, yes.
Can't they just magically grow over?
Or through, like Wolverine.
I
Please say it's like Wolverine.
I am okay with either of those interpretations, whatever you feel is more appropriate. I trust you to theme it as you see fit, Wrigley. I don't think that the gauntlets would necessarily interfere with class abilities and stuff like that. So however you want to flavor it and theme it, I'm down.
Okay. Think on it.
Sounds good.
While the party is doing the big multi-item transaction, would it be possible for NG to run up to the Druid Temple really quickly to stick a poster on the side of it?
Sure, you can. We will do it off screen. Tell me about the poster.
It is a looking for apprentice poster, and I can send you the details in character chat. But it's essentially, want to make cool shit and get paid for doing it? Come find me and ask for me at the Temple of the Radiant Heart in Arabel. Also, be careful. Bye.
Yes, please give me the exact details and verbiage. Don't need it right now. But yes, you take a moment while the party is negotiating gold ad infinitum to apply a discreet, tasteful poster to the outside of the Temple of Lyra.
And that's all my business transacted.
And it sounds like the party is on their way to the royal quarter. Okay. Why don't we want to take a fiver here? It's about 7 o'clock. Why don't we take a fiver and come back in the shadow of the castle?
Sounds good. My brother will hitch the horses, so you don't need to deal with that token.
Thank you.
You do good math.
Such math, very calculated.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. We got 12,600. Not 12,000.
So we have 600 more.
We have 600 more.
Whoops.
You buffoon.
I think I got confused because it was 10-6 as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm saving this mace for Marcus, but he's fucking dead.
No, he's not. He's fine.
You told
It'll
him to
go
be careful.
great on his tombstone.
He's fine. I didn't send him to his death.
You sent him to his life.
Absolutely. Next character I play in a campaign needs to love birds with a bird familiar.
I mean, that was like 90% of your characters beforehand.
I know. I know, but this time I can have Sammy hang out with me.
Hmm.
Because he's losing his shit over in the kitchen. He's like, he quiets down after a while, and then you step in there and he catches sight of a person. He just like starts dancing around back and forth, and it's really cute. And then immediately when he loses line of sight of you, he doesn't understand that you still exist, and he starts yelling really loud.
But do you really exist?
Doesn't feel
Birds
like
aren't real.
it. Birds really aren't. They're so weird, man.
We did it. We bought stuff. Stuff has been bought. Hooray!
Finally.
We did great, honestly. I didn't think we were getting nearly that much money for our junk.
Neither did I, honestly. I just
We got
kind of cast it aside.
With 26,000 total steaming into this town, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Now we gotta rob him.
Yeah, man. And just before we leave, just burn it down. Burn them all.
Sorry, what?
We're talking about stealing back our gold we just spent.
Oh. The adventure special.
Just have Gastimer go punch a fucking hole in that wall now with those gloves.
This is true. My question now is, are they the same gloves?
That's what I was thinking about.
'Cause
Yeah.
this is where they were.
Yep.
I
Oh god, you don't think that fucking halfling's gonna hunt us down, do you?
We can kill him this time, though.
Granted,
this time
yeah.
we can-
we could have killed him fucking last time, but Morella
Okay.
was dude. We totally could have. Morella was wearing the fucking gloves. She could have cut through them like a knife through butter.
If I remember having a conversation of, could we have won that? Mike had stated that combat would have been very difficult.
We had a party for it.
That's true. And now we can just uppercut that motherfucker to the moon.
Yep.
My character was Chuckles, who intentionally had one arm. Didn't get cut off during the campaign. It was my pathos.
I was always hoping we were gonna find a way to get him a new arm, like a ring of regeneration or something.
Yeah. Well, part of the idea of the character was, what if you just rolled an adventure with bad stats?
Can be fun. I'll let you know. In the off chance that Brenner ever dies, I think we're far past the point of replacing a character in this campaign, but who knows? I built Tyrion as a level 12 character, and they're a
God,
swash.
that'd be something.
There are 9 levels of swashbuckling rogue and 3 levels of sword bard. And they fight with one arm behind their back with a swashbuckling and the saber that he got to honor Chuckle, and he's a bard to honor Morella.
Oh my god, I love that so much.
So I like to think that he like went around and like at the very tail end of that campaign before they died, Tyrion kept trying to emulate Ruby, like by talking in fucking riddles and being coy about what he's saying, and none of it made any sense because he's a fucking idiot. So he would have like weaseled his way into some thieves guild and just kept doing dumb shit that would have gotten him into more and more trouble.
Ridley, do you have a favorite character from your past that you wax poetic about?
So many characters, and just when I start thinking about them, like when somebody asks me a question like that, my mind just completely blanks out.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I like all my.
Someone
Go ahead.
asks your favorite movie, and then you're just like, I've seen so many movies.
It's
I can
Can't
say
think
it.
of a single one.
I love all my. No worries. I think Jules still missing as well. Who got the terror run?
I don't think we just have it. I don't know who, like action economy wise, because it's a full action. You can only do it once a day.
This is a nothing gold item, let's be honest.
Think so?
Nothing gold is the least martial of the characters in the party. Can take a round off easily. Well, until Brenner gets his arm back.
Yeah. Taldrin can kind of. It depends on how the fight's going. Though, like if nobody needs healing, sometimes he just has nothing to do.
Oh, I'm not afraid of that eventuality.
Same.
Big trend. I think we've arbitrated the terror rod to nothing gold if that is something that they would want to use. If not, Taldred has hands free.
I don't think Taldrin
Yes.
wants it like in character because it probably smells from the description. I don't think he would want it, but if worse comes to worse, he would use it.
Which one of them wants to squeeze a rod?
This would be fine on Ada, too. Ada wouldn't mind using this also. It's not a concentration spell. And, Jewel, you are muted.
I said I was just crack it like a glow stick and slurp the contents.
Oh,
Oh, we slurp it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you telling me you've never slurped a terror rod before?
yeah, I mean, I think we're trying to get away from sending her on solo missions, but I think in that context it could be helpful if she gets caught.
Yeah, that makes sense. You get stomped on as a spider, pop out and go, hey!
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that makes sense. Now it's like spider themed for when she gets her shit wrecked as Spider Gold.
Alrighty,
Well,
we have
Gatsmere,
arbitrated. I'm sorry, what were you saying? I was just saying.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was just saying we have arbitrated where all this stuff goes. We're now done with this. The entire quest log or party log is empty. We did it.
and gee, what can we expect on the inside of the barracks?
Oh gosh.
Wait, are we just walking in? Are we that stupid?
You have a better idea?
Yeah, don't do
Well,
it.
okay. While they're distracted fighting in the castle,
I will look at Castle Obarskir. Are they guarding outward or are they guarding inward? Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm gonna go. Euros, come. We gotta get out of here. We're gonna get recognized.
Sure.
I think
So-
this is a
So-
tacticless mission.
You said you were gonna burn the heart?
You are just
Tonight.
walking in
Oh,
broad
we ha-
daylight like idiots.
We have tactics. Two of you can go invisible. I can turn into something else.
we can walk in,
You
get it
can
done,
draw
and
them
get
out into the courtyard while the rest of us go in.
Gasmir wanted to speak to Samantha. I believe that has to happen first because we are leaving the city the moment this is over.
You don't still want to talk to Samantha, do you?
If we're going in to burn the heart, then I believe that puts an end to any negotiations that I would have had in mind.
Pretty much.
Also, the art gallery's over here. And she points to the gallery of Hans.
Oh my god, my Electrum.
Your Electrum?
You're what now?
The guy at the market said that an art collector might want my Electrum.
Oh, well, save it for Arabelle then. Or,
What? But the art gallery's right there.
okay, you want...
Well,
Sure.
can I just run in real quick? Like, I mean,
No.
like this is great. I can run in. You guys can do reconnaissance on the area. This sounds like a
Yes.
win-win.
Yes, alright. This is a good cover story. We'll go with that. Let's just do that and we'll talk about the fucking barracks afterwards.
Yoros, you have to look like not yourself. I don't want to get fingered by those guards over there that we harassed earlier.
I can't do that.
Can't put a hood up or cast your face aside or wear a
No.
helm. Brenner, can you
No.
help?
No.
You don't want to wear a helm?
No.
Euros, I totally understand. You cannot expect a handsome man to cover his face, okay? What you're doing is oppression, and you need to quit it.
Did a bird hurt you, Yoros?
We're having a good day, folks. We're having a good day. Let's continue having a good day. Now, we just can't get observed. Let's walk behind this building very casually, or else we're just having a conversation, walking strangely behind a building. Yours, come on.
Many arms are above.
I think Nothing Gold will duck around the corner to cast Alter Self so that she looks like one of the city druids. And she'll have the bouquet that she bought from before sort of in her hands as if she's going to go in to tend to their floral arrangements inside. And she'll go with Taldred.
A then B. B then A, I think.
Yes. Oh, man. I bet he would. Oh my god, Hans. It really is you. Taldred's a little bit timid because he's fucking terrified of Hans.
Yeah, how big is this guy?
He's like 10 feet tall.
You're serious?
He's literally a fucking murder machine.
I think NG almost drops her bouquet. She's like so startled and caught off guard.
Yeah, Taldred can't help you either because he's pretty caught off guard too.
I'll add Flash of Insight, so that's just 14 total. Oh, well, it's my first time tending to this, and I thought when my sisters were talking about the proprietor of this place that they were joking, but I see that they were not. I'm very sorry, sir.
A business colleague? Coworker.
I'm showing him around the city. He wasn't sure how to get here.
Actually, I was more interested in a transaction, Hans. I've heard that there was a collector in this area who was looking for electrum. Agreed. Indeed, it has many, many uses. I think it's just as valuable as gold. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, thank you. Yes, I don't understand this at all. And she is watering the plants.
Quite right, you are. I was hoping to exchange it. Gold is always good, unless you have something else in mind. Let me just double check to make sure. I believe it's about 22,000. I have 23,400 coins of electrum. Quite the sum. And what is this sculpture of, if you don't mind me asking? No, not exactly. But I figured you had some idea. Oh, come on, you should. I mean, I don't really have time to pose, though. Taldred shows him the massive fucking money bag he has with it. Not particularly.
The, the painting, Taldred, ask about the painting.
Taldred sends back, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm trying to focus. Tell me about this art you were talking about. Well, the art you wanted for the oh shit, yeah, this is happening. Do you want a perception check or something? I see a man. Where did you get this? Who killed her? Told her looks at the painting.
It's Samantha.
It's Vox's heart. Actually, Toldred says that out loud. Sorry, anatomy's not my strong point. Tell me about that painting of the lieutenant. This is the picture that Sabine painted. Toldred goes, "Oh shit, Sabine." No, just remembering. Yes, I was there when it was made. I was there. Remember? Yes. This painting's worth far too much. I assume you wouldn't take this for the Electrum. What would you give me? And that's fair. Priceless. You said you would give me a painting, did you not? I could not ask for that, and you know that. What about the painting of the lieutenant? Absolutely, but the reason I want it is because that dragon almost killed a friend of mine. I didn't say must, that's why I'm interested in it, sir. Probably. What? Do you not want the Electrum? And where else would you find it in abundance? You can't put a price on convenience, and having only one buyer versus running around looking for multiple? Come on now. But then I wouldn't be able to see the painting, and I won't be back in Suzale for a very long time. And I like looking at that dead dragon. Art usually doesn't move me, but this piece does. I said it doesn't usually move me, but this piece does. What can I say? I'm a bit of a troglodyte, a curmudgeon.
Oh, I was just looking at the painting since I heard you talking so much about it. It's funny because I thought it just looks familiar to me. Oh, no, no, I just mean that, well, this is one of those paintings that many copies have been made of, isn't it? Well, many nobles have had copies of these paintings hanging in their house. I
Told her just like behind Hans going,
well, I'm sorry, I'm just not very.
Hans, come on, for old time's sake. For a discerning eye like you, I doubt it. What do you get the man who has everything? Uh, I mean, Hans, come on. Could I have gone to a different person? Sure. But you? You? I mean, I can't think of anyone else I'd want to give it to. Who else would match your mastery? A reach. How so? You said it yourself. Like, Electrum is very hard to come by right now. I have a lot of it. I would love for you to make something with it because it doesn't really do me any good sitting around. I think we both want to make this happen, don't we? There is one other thing I have that someone you might appreciate for its artistic value. Taldred produces the ruby encrusted crown, or is it a tiara?
Yeah. Circle it.
That is a long story, and that's the great thing about this piece is that it has quite the story associated with it. Fair enough. But it would mean something to most art appreciators. Come now. Look at all the rubies. It's a expression.
Yes. I'm watering this plant. Sorry, I just find this conversation so interesting. It's funny, Mr. Talton. You introduced me to a sculptor earlier today. I purchased one of her pieces.
I wasn't aware that you had purchased one of her pieces.
Oh yeah, have it right here, and she'll take out which one? Figure 57. Yes. It's hard to look at, but beauty sometimes is. It was some Sylvan person who, unfortunately, her name I find very difficult to pronounce, but I believe she's a friend of Taldred's.
You want me to be your goddamn errand boy? Taldred is shaking. Hans, I did not come in here for a job. I came in here for a transaction. Period. No, I'm just laying the facts out, which you seem to have somehow missed. Taldred tries to surreptitiously motion for Nothing Gold to it's time to go, basically.
She will leave with him.
Taldred says, Hans, good luck getting your Electrum somewhere else, all right? I will not be someone's fucking errand boy. Goodbye. Taldred says, fucking pompous shitbag.
Who, you?
No, you're us. Actually, Taldred says, how's that debt coming along, by the way?
Be better if you shut the hell up.
Did something happen with you and Hans in the past?
You could say that. Yeah. We've met. He almost killed me.
Oh, all right. All right, now I see your annoyance at being relegated to mere errand boy. All right,
Sorry.
well, good news and bad news with the painting. The good news is it's right there. The gallery is pretty small. The proprietor was willing to potentially do a trade with us with other pieces that could be made with Taldred's Electrum. Bad news, the proprietor is a 10-foot fucking heap of metal that almost tried to kill Taldred sometime in the past.
That's not the only problem. He was literally built to destroy.
He was built. All right, that's interesting. I'll unpack that later.
Did you
Okay,
say
so we
made
have
of metal.
So the
Are you not
downside is
able to heat the metal?
I wouldn't try it.
so there's a 10-foot tall war machine.
Construct, yes.
Yes, and it's a single room. The issue with heating the metal is that it would very easily damage everything around it. He's so big, Gasmir.
Yeah. I'm not saying we should fight this war machine. That's dangerous. But you said he was willing to trade.
Sort of. He's difficult. You have no. It is literally. It would probably be fucking harder to transact with him than it would be to fight him. Honest to God.
Can I ask the obvious question? Why are we bothering with this guy?
I just wanted to see if he would take some Electrum, and he was interested, but he tried to fucking shortchange me.
He wanted it made into something. He wasn't interested in it as a form of currency. He was interested in it as materials for an art piece, which I could make, but the problem would be getting it to him and then getting the painting back afterwards, as we don't intend to stay so long that I could finish the piece.
Exactly.
I thought this was a larceny job. If I'm being honest, so we were gonna steal the painting and then sell it.
I don't want to steal anything from Hans.
And I
So
just
we're
told
not-
you why it would be very difficult to steal from a 10-foot fucking heap of murder.
Yeah.
So on to the
Presumably,
heart.
he doesn't sleep or leave the gallery, so that might indeed be a problem.
All right, let's scratch that one off the list then.
Agreed.
Are we not willing to entertain sending somebody back afterwards to transact it instead of Taldred? We could hire any number of errand boys.
Why do we need the painting at all?
It's worth a shit ton.
It belonged to Gasmir's family. We have
What?
blood has been spilled for it, let me just say.
Yes, that painting has been paid for.
Do you think you could go in there and tell him it belongs to your family?
It's a touch more complicated than you think, I'm afraid.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
How? Table question. How long would it take you to make a thing?
Over, I don't. Theoretically overnight, but I imagine it's one of those things where the longer she spends on it, the more of a more quality it would be. So
Time is the one currency we really don't have.
That's fair.
If it's an oil painting as well, it actually needs to dry down because you can't just take a fucking oil painting and while it's dry, swap it.
yeah, exactly. So she wouldn't be able to make a fake one that quickly either and swap it out.
All right, well,
I mean, the alternative is maybe making a fake to try to sell to the seller, but
it's possible.
we're attached to this one.
Well, we've knocked off pretty much everything we had on the list. We can't do that. We bought the stuff we needed to. New Pauls to the
Oh.
ashes.
Wait, tell them what you learned about the dragon.
The what?
What Taldred is kind of very inquisitively looking at Nothing Gold. What do you mean?
You called the heart by a name.
It belonged to Vox.
Who?
Who?
She was a dragon.
And
What type of dragon?
She was a silver? Was it silver?
Close, but no.
No, god damn it, what was it? I remember because she had the ice powers. It wasn't white, was it? I don't.
Mm-hmm.
It was white, really? I don't remember that.
Just across the table for reference, in the same way that devils and demons are commonly misconstrued, chromatic dragons, ones that are colors, are typically evil, red, blue, green, all that jazz.
Right, yeah, and metallic,
Metallic
are the
dragons
good
are good
ones.
ones, yeah.
I seem
Right.
to recall the white ones being particularly stupid.
Yes.
I doubt a silver dragon is entombed below this.
It was white. It was a white dragon.
So that would make sense why your deity thinks we can kill it with fire.
Yeah.
I suppose so.
Speaking of which, that's one of the last things we have to do. I lobby for that to be a nighttime job, and not in the middle of broad daylight.
I'm gonna hard disagree there because nothing is better for obfuscating our plans right now than the chaos going inside of that castle.
Doesn't look all that chaotic to me.
Well, we're on the outside.
Looks like it's occupied.
Don't soldiers sleep in a barracks at night?
Also true.
Ada,
Yoros?
did they even break the ward to get into the castle?
They must have.
I mean, you can stand out of the castle just fine.
Who would they be guarding it from?
People from walking up
I think if
could be a deterrent.
the Obarskers were still in the castle, they would be facing inward, not outward,
I mean,
making sure they don't run away while they're not looking.
I
I
mean, they could have
assume
other
that
people
we
watching other spots.
still aren't willing to torch a few buildings to cause distractions while we do this.
What is this pyromania you're discussing? I don't understand the point. Just for fun? Like, why?
To cause a distraction so that we
Draw
don't have
their
to do.
attention, obviously, yes.
I don't like the idea of building or burning buildings that could have innocent people inside of them.
I'm not going to burn my
Agreed.
city down. Can we come up with a better plan or none at all?
Well, okay. How about first this? Nothing Gold. You snuck in there once before.
Yes.
Could you scout it out? If there's nobody in there right now, or very few, I think this is the perfect time.
Okay.
Let's
Well,
at least get some information.
well, if somebody wants to make me invisible, I could still talk. I could go as a spider, but I would have to go in and come out, so extra risk there.
We need more than a stealth job. We need a full infiltration job.
It's underground,
Yeah.
right?
I'm not the sneakiest person around, but I've had a few friends that were. If they've told me anything, reconnaissance is number one if you're going to break into a place.
Okay.
We should make sure that it's empty first, or at the very least, what we're walking into.
You have a smart friend.
Way smarter than me.
Invisibility, Nothing Gold. Are you ready?
Yes.
Would you like the wild shape first?
Well, the idea behind being invisible was so that I didn't have to wild shape so I could talk to you, but
I don't know how you're gonna get through the door otherwise.
very well, I will be a spider. I'll be right back. I hope you speak spider. I hope anybody here can speak with animals.
Sass aside, do you have a better plan?
No, sorry, I'm just grumpy about the painting.
Understandable.
Fair
Uh,
enough.
She will sneak over to the barracks and wild shape into a spider.
I'll beckon her back. She needs to be over here so I can touch her. For the
Oh, I heard
disguise,
punch.
though.
I was like, what?
Touch. No, touch. I would like to cast invisibility, and I'll roll for my book.
Can she interrupt before? Um, Try using this, and she'll hand her the acorn.
Channeling through the acorn?
Yes, you can feel it swelling with power, right?
I don't think I speak its language, but I can try.
Was that acorn not for Brenner?
It will be.
I mean, I don't know anything about magic, but
Just,
demon magic seems kind of bad to touch an acorn with.
I have the same reservation.
She's not.
offense.
No, she's not. The point is, she won't be drawing from the demon weave. This is a conduit to the same place that I draw my magic from.
Well, nothing gold. I have a lot less expertise in this particular department than you, so if you think it's worth a try, I'll do it.
I just want you to see how it feels.
I will attempt to channel through question mark. I believe it's the power of the land. Sylvanas. Something like that. And I will attempt to cast this arcane language, not knowing the Eladrin language, not knowing the Sylvan language.
She can talk her through. Like, here's the incantation. I'll translate to Sylvan for you.
Okay, translate whatever invisibility spell to Sylvan, if that even translates. And I will give it a shaky try. $24. Invisibility. Do I like see Corellian Larethian or it's a lot nicer.
Yes. She will spider tap dance her way invisibly over to the barracks. So she will climb the wall up onto the ceiling again. Can she get close enough to get a better sense of what's going on? What is happening? So I'll burn another flash of insight, but that's only a 9. Flee! We're fleeing. We're fleeing. She's scary now. Okay, so she'll break wild shape, which does that break invisibility as well?
Any action.
Any action. Okay. She will appear before the party.
That was
Sort of
fast.
wild-eyed. All right. 12 people in there, including the former lieutenant, Spanbauer, Forbes, and then the rest, I guess, are the Black Dragon Knights. She's not entirely blind. She could tell I was there.
Ugh.
It's
Yeah,
troubling.
that makes sense.
I mean,
I won't lie to you. That makes me want to destroy the heart even more.
Yes.
Samantha is there, then we have no shot.
I have my doubts now that she was blinded.
No,
Divinely.
she was having trouble using her sword, but obviously it's enhanced some other sense.
How is she using her sword?
Badly.
with her hands. She still has
What
those.
was she doing with it?
Swinging it.
She's sparring with Spanbauer.
While partially blinded.
Well, she's trying to
Perhaps
learn. Sorry, yes, Casimir.
she sensed the magic.
It's entirely possible. If this is so much a we assumed curse from the All Watcher, it probably isn't.
Well, if she has allegiance with somebody like Mask now, those who wrap themselves in shadows have no chance of evading her vision.
So you think this is about the invisibility?
Yes, potentially.
Yeah,
Shit.
or whatever magic.
Oh, that's good to know. I'd always assumed Ada's paranoia was unfounded, but clearly it isn't.
I tend to respect it. In any case, if Samantha is inside the roost right now, we are not marching in there.
No, there's 12 people there. Our odds are not good. So we need a way to draw them out.
We could take 12
I agree with Ada.
if we want to. If this is the political conundrum we are willing to get mired in.
I'll be honest,
Now is
I
the
don't
time.
like the idea of starting another fight. However, if we don't do something and the Flaming Fist does destroy that portal, then the shot that Samantha gave us by lying is fucking moot, and that's a wash anyways. So, and I
Agreed.
really don't like what the fuck is going on in there.
We should get to Arabel before they do then and fortify the temple.
The Flaming Fist want us deader than shit.
Yes.
I have another general
And?
point.
Well, what do you suppose we do then? The Flaming Fist were, I think Roger said 4,000 strong in Arabel now. 12, taking out 12 Dragon Knights or 4,000 Flaming Fist soldiers. Math seems pretty one sided here.
Rather sounds like we need the Dragon Knights.
Well, we need their distraction, that's for sure.
Well, no, because again, as soon as they come to the city, from what Roger, if his intel is correct, and it probably fucking isn't, but if there's even a modicum of a chance that he's right, and the scouts from the Flaming Fist see the Dragon Knights coming with an army, they will sack the city and withdraw instead of trying to hold and prolong a siege.
Should we not attempt to reach the city and reach the temple by stealth then?
That's a good idea, but we're also. Hold on. Roger specifically told us not to contact 4.
What?
He told me. He levied the fact that he's incompetent. I agree, but he would also be the only contact to confirm the fact they're 4,000 strong.
Okay, I won't lie. If we are about to go in there, I don't want to waste another spell slot contacting Forbes. However, that unique insight could have much more quality than quantity here. What do you all think?
The message stone only works in Flaming Fist territory, right?
I can
That's
send a
not
message
true.
though.
That's not
What?
true.
It's not?
The message stone or the message spell?
The message stone.
No, it works in any territory. I can only reach the boundaries of it. So we are now under Queen Samantha's rule, which isn't very far spread so far.
Well, I'm just saying, if we established Flaming Fist territory in here and we were in it, could we not circumvent her territory? I don't know.
Okay, as the representative of the Flaming Fist, are you now claiming this territory as your own?
I could claim Ada's house, yeah.
I don't think that's going to be enough, champ.
I mean, it would be a stronghold, and while we're inside the house, maybe we could attempt to make contact.
Let's
We should.
hold on.
Territory to territory, and if it doesn't work, I'll just forfeit it. Who cares?
Ada, what are you thinking? Move in and strike first?
I think that Samantha is momentarily aligned with us as much as she is evil in this world. I think that we should leave and kill Tierney Fang.
But if
That's-
we do this, we have more time to prepare for that. And I'm
We just are distracted. I think that's good for us. If
distracted by
Samantha's
what, though?
the army are marching on them.
Yeah.
Okay, why would we not use this chance to strike at a connection to the Shadow Weave? Like, why does it have to be about Samantha specifically?
I have to agree with that. The heart itself is a huge problem.
Because our primary concern is restoring the weave as overseen by Mistra.
And once that's the case, the Shadow Weave shouldn't matter anymore.
But it
Perhaps,
matters now.
this could be a stepping stone towards that, is kind of the point.
The
It
only
matters.
reason why those paladins have any power right now is because there's nobody to oppose them. So any conduit to the Shadow Weave looks so impressive.
It's also true that having a equal, if not distant power to stop the fists from claiming as much land as they can is probably also on our side.
Yes, I was about to point out that if we get rid of the knights here, it does create a power vacuum. What's going to fill it? And
Hopefully
what
the-
exactly
The-
are we going to do about the fist then?
Well, the same thing is going to happen when we kill Tierney Fang.
Yeah, except we're at the
Obviously.
building.
It really feels like that because this is difficult or more difficult than we expected, suddenly we're not as into it as we were before.
Well, I wasn't entirely into it to begin with.
I just think at this point, risking our lives to stop a smaller problem isn't worth it.
You think this is a smaller problem?
Than Tierney Fang killing a god. Yeah, I fucking do.
What I meant to say was, you think that I'm not looking at this as one problem. You understand? The thing here is either, so we have an option. We can take care of Samantha, take her out, and then let whatever power struggle happens in here happen, or we can run to Arabel, somehow try to circumvent the Flaming Fist, possibly go through the portal anyways. A fight happens between the Flaming Fist and the Black Dragonites, killing God knows how many. And that's what I look at right now, is we could take out 12 Dragon Knights, or we could risk the deaths of thousands of people on both sides.
I think that's inevitable on either side. Killing these people now isn't going to stop that.
I disagree.
You're not wrong, Taldred, but I feel we have greater concerns, is all. I don't disagree with you, but do we have the time, energy, or even
It buys us time, though. That's the thing. That's the biggest thing here is it buys us time where that portal isn't put into jeopardy. That portal, which is paramount above all else for us killing Tyranny Fang.
And here's the thing, you all are banking on Queen Samantha's generosity. Our necks are under her blade and will be in perpetuity. She could change her mind at any time. Are you really going to gamble on her?
I don't want to.
I
If
don't
you're going to march in there, I'll be with you. I just want you to know I don't think this is a good decision.
I agree. I think we have more pressing matters than every city we go to has a power struggle at the top with a militaristic tyrant holding the reins. Or
We put this one in power. We caused this.
Then why don't we take the other one for ourselves?
Which one?
The Flaming Fist.
Do you think if we... So I was actually asking you about this earlier, Euros. I don't know if you understood what I was trying to intuit. Do you think that if we got rid of Major Lapalesi, that we could put you as some kind of figurehead in charge of that current Flaming Fist regiment in Arabel? After all, you would be the one who brought his corruption to light.
In theory, if we play the cards right and get the public support.
You know what would give him public support?
But otherwise, the next chain in the command would have to take over. But, however, if we can find the next chain of command and have them on our side, and then take out Lapalesi, then we have something to work with.
Who would be under Lapalesi, though? Do you know? Wouldn't he have multiple underlings?
I don't know. Depends.
Taldred is quite beside himself. If you don't know, I don't know who would know.
Look, I don't know his immediate hierarchy, okay?
Right, but who is under a major generally? Does he not have multiple underlings?
I guess it just depends who he employs, or who is sent under him.
Surely Euros is a known traitor at this point.
Traitors can
change. Can
change.
tell everyone what the level of campaign would be required to get a traitor to head the Flaming Fist.
You know what would help? Killing the heart, severing the connection to the Shadow Weave, show that he's capable of doing some good in the world.
That's honestly a damn good point.
I think that with magic back in this world, many avenues open which are currently closed.
I agree with you, but I also want to point out that that was 10 years ago, and we all might hate the way things are, but things weren't perfect even when the weave was around.
I would go back to 10 years ago in a heartbeat.
Everyone would.
Not everyone.
Well, regardless, my opinion has not changed, although I see your point, and I would be willing to do this. I would far prefer us march up to Arabel, walk through that portal, and do the task we came here to do. I think we can get past the Flaming Fist who are in that city. I think this is kind of a trivial thing.
Daylight's burning. We're losing the momentum here. You want to just take a vote?
Yes, I do.
All right.
All in favor of trying to stop Samantha and destroying the heart, raise your hand. Well, there you have it then.
I think we have alternatives we can still explore.
I hope you're right.
We have one right here. Why are we not taking it?
I'll be honest, because every time we've acted on your impulse, it's been bad. We have the opportunity to take a moment. Let us try to do so.
Do you know what happens when you take a moment?
The river keeps coursing. You're not wrong. We've seen what they're capable of. Samantha and Spanbauer alone are stronger than any of us.
But you
It was
can also-
arguable we could have taken her in the middle of a road. In the middle of the seat of her power is another
not,
thing.
You're acting like it's too late, and it's
I don't have a
not.
fucking arm, nothing gold. I can't stop you from dying.
I can fix that.
Yeah, tonight. Not now. Unless you can just socket it in there. It grows out of nowhere and I'm good to go.
I mean, hell, we haven't tried. Give me the thing. I'll try it.
You just said it yourself. The river keeps moving, but you can observe the river and learn about it.
How has that worked for you, Yoros?
It's worked plenty of times in the past. That's why I'm a scout.
Are you?
Yes.
Why didn't we send you into the barracks?
Because you impulsively turned into a spider and went.
No, I was asked to.
Okay. You just want me to walk in there and look around real quick?
Sure,
think
go
you'd
ahead.
come out
Do
without your head.
something.
Stop goading him into dying.
I want to fight our enemies, not each other. That's all I want.
Same. I think we can both understand each other's points.
Sort of. We took a vote. It was a wash. Let's get the fuck out of this city.
I want to talk to Ross.
What?
Before
Why would you want to talk to the dwarf?
Those notes he wrote, they're tied to Samantha. Maybe that can give us a key to still destabilizing her somehow.
I don't think they're tied to Samantha.
Well,
If they draw from power of the heart, they don't draw. It wasn't rigged up to some machine, right?
no, but
It wasn't,
get an
no.
alternative information out of him. It's still one avenue we haven't explored.
You can pressure him as we get the horses ready.
Fine.
Sounds good.
Please don't get arrested.
If I get arrested, I'll just leave.
Okay. Let's go get the horses ready. West.
Best. Correct.
Seems like it.
I think Gasman will actually go escort Euros.
It's not a bad plan.
Since when are you sympathizing with me?
Huh? Can we just go and not bicker?
Very well.
While they're walking, Taldred casts Sending. Let me mark this down. He says, Sabine, hey, it's Taldred. Had a job. Had to get my hands dirty. Arabelle too hot for this time of year. Leaving. Nothing comes back, right? Oh, thank God.
This is annoying. Still being interrogated.
Rather seems that way.
Do I still have Avery's ring, or did I give it back?
I have it.
Okay. I'll just stand near the guards and I guess just eavesdrop again, and then kind of stand there looking like I'm a customer or something. Might as well. Um, it would be a 10, but I'm going to go ahead and use my special to add 2d4 to my. Oh, wait, never mind. It's a saving throw. Never mind. 10. Many pardons. I saw you were here earlier, so I decided to leave and come back, but I do have business with the shop today, and I was hoping to get it done before the end of the day. I, no. Come into the market to get my morning goods. And I figured I'd finish my errands while over here, and you were at the shop. So I decided to postpone my errands. How is yes, you did work on my weapon in the past, and that's what I'm coming here to hope you would mend it for me. No, of course I botched. Yeah, I went on the die with a +5, so it's 6. I will hand him my explorer's pack. It just has all the standard explorer pack items. My neck. My necklace? It's a pauldron, sir. Some corpse out in the wild. It's good armor, so I put it on. It's an adventurer's life. What do you expect? I don't have the pay you guys make. I have to make do with what I have. If it'll help you out, by all means.
Gasmir walks up and says to Euros, "Oh, good, here you are.
Hello,
Shall we
madam.
carry on then?"
I was really hoping to get my sword mended.
I'm afraid we haven't got the time for that, really. You'll just have to make do with what you have, and I need my bodyguard, so please. Hurry it up. Haven't got all day. And I will cut your pay for this delay.
You already don't pay me enough.
I really don't, so let's get a move on.
Look, man, I'll talk to the guard.
What is your problem? Well, that sounds dreadful and something like peasants would be doing, really. So why are you bothering me and my man? This is my bodyguard. Yes, he's my bodyguard. He's more of a finesse person than a brute strength. And that is likely why you do not get paid enough. If they work for me, but I'm afraid I haven't got any job openings currently.
While the guards are distracted with Gasmir, I'm gonna step up to Ross and be like, "Sir, if you don't mind, can we just quickly get this mended and we can be on our way?" And I'm
You
sure
are in
you're tired
charge
of
of
talking to
keeping the
them as
streets
well.
clean, was it? Sorry.
Whatever you can do, you're the best.
She's pulling out her best offended and noble act and going like, "Why the other day I nearly got robbed and you are in charge of keeping these streets clean. You are doing an absolutely dreadful job and I'd like to speak to your superior, in fact." And she goes on and on like this for a bit. "15.
Sure, it's just chipped from excessive use. Mm-hmm. And I will pull out Ruiner from my side, and, and I'll hand it to him. Do you recognize this? Sure. Can you charge that to my main account? It's under Avery. I'd like to specifically know who you are. What do you mean? Elaborate. I know. He's dead. From my hand. Almost across the table, was it like 4 days ago? 5 days ago? A week ago?
Basically.
A week ago. He's in the city, Lapalezi. This so-called Moss talked to me. Yes. Well, I was hoping you can give me some answers. First of all, what's this armor that he put on me? Because if you don't, I mean, if you don't, I'll crush your skull in, just like I did Avery's. And I'd rather let you keep your skull as well. Yeah, what of it? I don't know anything about Socket Ren. But I'll slap the dialogues guide that I have in my other pouch onto the table. No, I guess not. Seems like he didn't pay you either after a while. Seems like I got a payment overdue notice. I want information. How does this work? Where are the others? I assume there's others. Well, then tell me where they are. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the one. Look, I will quickly grab it back. Not anymore. No. There's also something about a life support system. What is this? Yeah, think about it. I mean, I don't think you can life support a crushed skull. Yeah, I think about it a lot, and I'm hoping you can tell me. Then how does the metallurgy let them cast magic? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna send a message to Ada. Can you come over here?
I assume I'm with the rest of the group at the West Gate. Euros needs help.
Yeah.
He just messaged me. He needs help.
Are they in trouble?
I don't know. He just said he needs me.
Just you?
I am relaying the information I am given. And I'm going to walk.
I'll send you another
toward-
message.
Okay.
I'm having trouble getting information out of him. I don't know what he's talking about.
Okay, I have more information. Euros is interrogating his subject and has no idea what questions to ask.
Oh.
Can't you just give him advice from here? You can respond back to him.
Yes. Good call. I will message back and I will say, ask him if they are trying to reincarnate Mistra.
Okay. With this life support system, are you trying to reincarnate Mistra?
I'm not trying to do anything. I told you, I'm a metallurgist, okay? I'm an engineer. I don't know what you are, apparently some thug. However, they came and offered me tens of thousands of gold to do this relatively simple task for them. In fact, if you were here last night, I think you stole one of the many pieces of it.
I just took the manifests. I don't know what you're talking about.
He crosses his little arms.
I'll send a quick message back and I'll try to convey this information in as a summarized amount as possible, I guess.
What's the message you send? I don't want to abstract it too much. What's the message that you send to Ada?
He says he's simply just a metallurgist and being paid tens of thousands of gold for a simple task.
Do you believe him?
No.
Then either kill him or leave.
One second.
Take your time. As you... Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Who paid? So let me ask you this: who paid you then? If you're not going to give me the information I need about this life support system, whether or not you're keeping a god alive and how this magic works, and you're simply the task guy, who paid you?
If I told you, you wouldn't believe me.
At this point, with everything happening, I probably would.
Fine. Don't laugh, though.
Okay.
Spymaster Fang.
Of course. Everything loops back to him.
What does that mean? What are you talking about?
I will send one more message. He's saying all the funding is coming from Fang.
As we suspected.
Yep.
Do you make kill him?
I'm not going to tell you to kill a man, Yoros.
Well, this has been enlightening.
Do you say that?
Yep.
So I answered all of your questions, every single one. Now, where is my socket wrench? I know you took it. I know you were here last night. You have my little book.
I don't know where your socket wrench is.
What else did you take?
Your book.
Your stupid, grubby big fingers. I'm so sick of humans and half-elves and elves and dragonkin and sylvans. You come into my shop, you steal my items, and then you threaten me. What a wonderful person you are. How dare you judge me? Just get out. If you find it within yourself to bring my items back, you know where I conduct business. Feel free to drop things off at the back door.
Yeah. I'm just leaving.
You find yourself back on the street. You see Felissa Gasmere seems to have bettered her simple-minded counterpart, and the guards look at you with a bit of suspicion. As you walk past the guard holding the door, she turns and looks at you. Were you able to help him with everything he needed?
Yes, he mended my sword as I'm sheathing it.
That was fast. How
Just
strange.
just needed a quick sharpening, if anything. He said it was otherwise fine. He works fast, that's why he's the best.
She nods her head.
Alright, well. He's able to at least get it sharpened, but that was about it.
The lead investigator sees you and says, Did you get it all straightened out?
Yes, sir. Straight as it can be.
That's what I like to hear.
Wonderful. Let's be off then.
Very well. May I have my pack back, sir?
What pack?
Fair enough. Carry on.
Oh, I see why you're so terrible with the thieves. You are, in fact, thieves.
What did you just say?
Give me the backpack.
What backpack? I see a pack on your back right now. Is that the one you're talking about?
Does one of them have yours' backpack?
You assume so. It's not anywhere particularly visible.
Which one of them took it?
Move along.
There's nothing valuable in it, that's why I'm not worried about it.
What's the principle of the thing, Yoros? They are stealing from somebody under my employ. And unless you hand it over immediately, this will get nasty.
He nods his head. He swallows with his big jowls. Says, yeah, it will get nasty. There's a long pause. He puts his hand on a blackjack that's on his belt. You know what's really nasty? City jail.
Is that because you're there?
Sometimes, yeah. I've been known to stop by and visit some of my favorite prisoners. Now move along. Get the hell
I
off of
was gonna
my
let the pack
corner.
slide, but in fact, I kind of want it back now.
What pack?
I don't know. What do you got?
What do I got? A badge. How about you?
I don't know. I like that badge. Why don't you give me the badge?
I think I won't. How about that?
What's in your bag? What's in his bag? What's in her bag?
Oh. Pain, I think. You want to check? You want to put your hand in, see if that's what's really in there?
You know what? I've had a really, truly dreadful day, and I was going to let this slide. However, she turns around and punches him in the face.
Roll to hit.
I'm actually going to rage as well. Fuck it.
Fair enough.
It's a double 20. Both of them are 20s. I'm not lying. Oh my god.
You,
I've never rolled this. Never, ever.
your gauntleted fist connects with his cheekbone and shatters it. It is thus that he does not even have time to yell out for other guards. You cold cock him and knock him out, Gastmere. The lead investigator crumples to the ground. Both of the other guards back up. They look like they're not sure exactly what to do. The city guard who was by the door says, Jesus Christ, okay. She takes out her pack and tosses it onto the ground.
Okay.
It's not even your pack.
I'll step forward and I'll be like, you give me your pack too.
The two Dragon Knights at the end of the block are starting to look suspiciously over towards you. The second guard shrugs out of his small little pack. There's little in here other than a water skin, but he tosses it at your feet.
I will also quickly just kick the investigator over that got knocked out and see if he has my pack on him.
He does.
Cool. I'm gonna take it.
You do so.
Perhaps we should hurry along, says Gastmere.
The two guards at the end of the street are starting to close the distance.
Have a good day, gentlemen. Madam.
They hold up their hands. Describe your pace. Are you running? Are you trying to walk away? What are you trying to do here? There's a bit of a scene.
Gastmere is probably going to speed walk, but before she does this, she's going to call out. I think he's having a heart attack. It was so sudden. Please, someone help.
We're gonna go get the medics.
Blood is pooling on the ground. You have a sense that none of these alibis are going to be sufficient. You suspect that you don't have long for this world.
Okay, we're gonna run.
Yeah, let's run once we're out of line of sight, guys.
You find yourself at the end of the street in the Stars District. You can see your companions far to the north at the end of this block.
Just keep on
I'm sorry. Is this gate currently manned or open?
It is currently manned. There are guards on the outside, maneuvering around the bit of foot traffic coming in and out. It is manned. It is open. You could leave this way should you see fit.
Okay.
Jasmine's got a running speed of 80.
Oh, fuck.
Barbarian stuff.
You-
Fine.
Oh, yeah.
She's carrying Euros.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I think she might actually fucking pick Euros up if he's lagging behind.
Yeah, my running speed is 60, so yeah.
Okay, well, he's getting picked up like a sack of potatoes, and then she just books it and says, "We're leaving."
Then she just
I'd
throws
rather
him
not
like a javelin.
explain. Let's leave.
You see blood on Gasmir's right gauntlet.
Oh, really? Taldred actually says that. He goes, I missed it!
Oh, he deserved it.
I bet he did.
You hear suddenly bells to the south.
Let's miss it outside.
All right.
Brenner will kick the horses into a trot out the gate.
You are leaving the capital through the west gate, heading north, is that correct?
Yes.
It is thus that we end tonight's session right there as you flee as the sun moves across the sky in the late afternoon.
It's going to be a light hit. Just a tiny tap. No.
Expect nothing else.
Love the session, folks. I'm going to bounce.
David, thank you so much for the accommodation. Have fun in New York.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Bye.
Later.
Good night.
Have a good time.